Hey everybody, I think it must be, what are we up to? Around about must be day 9 I think, you know. We're on Esperance beaches now. We just come down to Brandy Creek. So if you're going to be at Esperance and you want to enjoy the beach drives, I've done these a few times. I'm just going to give you a view of the water. It's beautiful. Alright, so this is the beach we just came along. That's Brandy Creek over there in the distance, up along this beach here. Nice little area. There's the guys out on the rocks out there, having a bit of a look around. I said have a stop and a look and take some photos. Got the Hilux down there. And I decided to drive, I think it's called Wiley Rock if I remember correctly, this one. So yeah, the 120, mate, still goes places when it doesn't get bogged in swamps and stuff like that. Look, we all know it only got bogged because the Hilux dug up some holes there for it, you know. We know the 120 is the best four-wheel drive, and we know it just goes anywhere, always has. If you don't like the approach angle at the rock there, because it can be a bit how you're going, if you haven't got a bull bar and a good lift at the front, depending on the conditions, because the sand gets washed away from the water at the bottom of the rock, and you can't come up there. There's an exit off the beach, just runs over here, back onto this road. And then up over here for me, I'll be going up over one of these tracks. Right, there's a few options there. And then this beach, you've got to watch the weed. There's always a lot of weed on it, right? See that in there, all that brown stuff, that's your weed. It's very deep, you don't want to go near that. You've got to stay up on the high side of the beach. See, there's a vehicle down there actually. All right, so on this track, there's a few different tracks, goes around the hill and comes down and winds around, or you can just get on the beach from down there and just stay up on that high track up the top there. And this is the fun way. So if you ever come to Esperance and you go, well, I'm going to go to Cape Legrand, I'm going to go to Lucky Bay, you know, a lot of people, they take the road, they take the, what's it called, Fisheries Road, whatever, which runs out there behind the dunes. We've got some dunes up here as well. This is the fun way. You take the beach and it takes you off. There's like I think that's Lucky Bay. It's like a campsite, whatever. It's almost like a boat ramp. There's a driveway going on off the beach at the other end. So a bit weedy at this end because that's where it gets pushed down. Start at the top, but it clears up as you go. There's a couple of soft patches sometimes. But further you get to the other end, the better it gets. Like that, eh? Have a look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Specky. Continue up the rock. This is WA, people. You just hit the beach and go for it. Not like Victoria. Oh no, wouldn't have you driving on any beaches or anything like that. And this is why we do our day trips and our weekends. So then when we get to stuff like this, we've got the confidence and experience and information to know what we're capable of and what we shouldn't do. Okay, so we've got a car coming up the other side here. Have a look at that, eh? Beautiful. Happy days. You know what I thought I'd do, rather than go down that side, turn around, show you the view coming back down this side, because we've got the sun in that direction, so we're better off heading this way. And I'll drop that down. I'll go around the other way. And radio UHF, so I'll turn it down. You get my picture, you know. We'll just go the right way, so that you can see the view and get a picture, maybe how steep it is. I mean, I'm already on a steep rock, and you've got some steep drop-offs on it too. So there's a few different tracks, different ways to go. What's going on over here? Got the other four-wheel drive over here. I'm just going to have a look. Well, a bit odd place to be sitting up there. Are they stuck or having a look or what? You know, they're not too sure. Maybe they're not sure which way to go and if they can get down. See if I can remember the way back down, eh? Because this sort of thing, if you're not sure, then get out, have a bit of a look, have a walk, because you don't want to drop off some massive big rock into the ocean, and that's what it's going to look like we're about to do. It does look like you're just going to plummet away, it really does. It's pretty steep here already, and we've got the drop off at the end. Stop here for another photo. Sorry to keep you up. Sorry to hold you up. Yeah, got my photo. And which one did I go on? I reckon I might have taken over this side here. Yeah, it's a bit better on the approach angle, you know. I was coming over to have a bit of a look to check it out for Mark. Not that it makes a big difference, but he hasn't got a bull bar, so there we go. Nosing it into the sand. Don't think we touched. That was the bottom of the saber recovery point scrape. That's what I mean. So it's touch and go. It's a bit on the edge. Hold it back in low, mate. What am I doing that for? All right. Plenty of clearance going up. Your sabers touch the sand, so you're going to have to be careful coming down. Pick your line carefully. Other side. A few holes here to negotiate. Let's see if that works without any locker here. Just the 120 and the LSD. It's always good to have that switchable front locker as a backup plan. A few different ways up over this hill. I haven't been up, over or anywhere near it for many years, and the one there on the right, the first one, looks like the harder one. That looks pretty rocky. You could do it, it's a mix of rock and sand. This is your problem, so I'll go for the easiest option and make sure it looks drivable before I choose it, because you don't want to end up too sideways on a big hill. You don't want to end up in the sand sideways, yeah? This is a good one actually. There's a sand one on the right, but we've got the rock at this side, so the rock's probably a good option. Then again, we'll go and have a look, eh? We've got deep water to the left, few different options. Straight up. I'm not going to be game to do that one on the right, although it would be probably doable. I'm keeping myself in a position where I can chicken out. That is, reverse back out, down the rock, and turn back and go back the way I came. Because who likes sideways? So this one is one that gets a little bit sideways, but it curves around up here. So just take it slow, because we don't want any sideways rocking roll down the hill. Do you know what I mean? It's always just a matter of gently and carefully. And at the moment, like I said, reversing skills are good to have. So always practice your reversing using your mirrors. Often you've got stuff in the car, you can't look in your main rear view mirror. So you've got to use your side mirrors and get a bit of trust with what's going on in case it goes that way. So this one here is getting a bit rougher. I think it's still doable, but I'm not up there yet, that's the problem. So we're going to find out. Not the sort of place you want the car to stall and roll backwards. We've got the ocean behind me. Right, do you remember that video? You've been watching the video, subscribe, turn the bell on, and the wheel spin there. So it is steep. So don't do this unless you've got some full driving rough stuff experience, because yeah, it takes a little bit of thinking. Looks like I'm coming up on the east side of the rock. We've still got the locker in reserve. We've got a bit of tyre pressure, but we're started off on 16 for the sand, so but you just navigate your way through. It's like making tracks, yeah? So pretty soon we will be hanging a righty and we'll be up on top of the rock where we started off before. And for me, that's the way I go over Wiley. So if I went back down, so that's my way down. But we've still got to make sure we can get across. What's the route to get it? Because you can get some bigger rocks in places and that you want to dodge. Right, back into second star. Oh, starting to look a bit rough over this side, so I don't think I'm going that way. So I'll back it up and head back over to the left a bit, I think. So over this staying left was probably where I was meant to be. I could probably go over the top. I can see the Hilux over there. Terrible spotter. Right, so the challenge this time is to see if I can do it without scraping the rear recovery point. So what I'm going to do is get out and put some sand at the back tyres before it touches, hopefully. So I'm just going to get out and do that. Alright, so I got down without scraping it. Now I'm going to try and guide him to the same spot. Straight now and slow. Plenty of room if you pick the right line. Look at that. Pre-prepared. Let's have a look at that rear recovery point. Yep, keep going. You got 6-7 inches still. I think you're going to clear it easy. It's getting closer still. You got to about 1.5 to 2 inches, you're out. Beautiful. I'm down, I'm down. No more of that crap. Okay, so the journey continues east. There's Wiley Rock. A few cars coming down the beach, including our Hilux. thought I'd get out and give you a look at these beaches so you can see a taste of why I call these the best beaches in the world. Maybe I need to get out more. Maybe this isn't the best day, but I'll tell you what, looks pretty bloody good to me. Alright, so we're continuing east along the beach. Typical conditions I find. It's pretty firm at this end, it's really firm at the other end, but in between it's a bit soft, so it gets softer as you go. It gets softer before it gets firmer again. But I always say typical maximum sand pressures, other than a highway like Fraser Island. If you're staying on the highway beach, you'd stay up to 20-25, but maximum sand pressures 16, right, to start off. If you're in any sort of sand that's got any softness to it, that's my recommendation. Every beach is different where you drive, up, down, left, right, whatever. Here, up the top, it's probably a bit bumpy in the weed. Down the bottom, it is a bit soft in the water and that. Not in the water, but you know, where it's wet, where the tide's coming in. And the good area is just sort of in between, you know, on the where it's dried up line, but below the fluff, but at the top of the dry line seems to be the best line. It's always worth picking the least path of resistance. Torque converter currently sitting on 83 and ATF on 79. Definitely working harder than if you were towing. I notice some people, they don't watch all my videos and whatever, and they just leaves them making silly comments about things. You know, I demonstrate how you can keep your transmission oil clean, no cooler needed, this is how it's done. It's all for free to help you. People go, oh, bitch has never done any towing. I mean, if you understand, because you watch the videos, you know that towing doesn't matter. Now, towing here in the sand, of course, it's going to be different. And towing puts more load on things than not towing, but you can still generally, most of the time, get your torque converter locked. And for the times it's not the short period of time, that's not what's going to matter. It's the long term, you know, the long term towing. Well, these guys have got their camp set up over here on the left. Nice. Quickly, all the reasons that I can think of that why are we in low range, because it's a pretty smooth beach and we're getting along pretty slow, about 40 k's an hour, and we could probably do 80 or 100. We might do a few jumps. So there's your first reason. Low range takes over for when our brain's not working right, you know, and you go, oh yeah, this is nice, and you're cruising along and you get going a bit quick, and then you don't see that washout or that big hump, and you're just in the air, or you land in a washout and rip all your suspension out. You get these washouts running water off the beach, and the way tides do things, sometimes you get them on all beaches. Sooner or later, somewhere you'll come across one. So you want to be doing maximum 40 k's, unless you know the beach is clear and you can see well ahead. Like, you can see heaps of cars traveling up the beach doing 80 k's, like Fraser Island again, for example. Then you're going to be in high range. Okay, so first reason, to keep the speed down. Another big reason, once again, torque converter's sitting on 85, ATF's on 82. We're cruising along a beach for 10, 15, 20 minutes, not much change in that. It's a good temperature. That's why. If we're in high range, we'd be in only first, second, third. Might not get torque converter lock in fourth, might be in and out. It's working the transmission harder, and the oil's getting hotter, therefore oxidizing the oil, and the oil is what protects the transmission. So low range in sand is ideal, unless it's high-speed sand. Another good reason, now what's another good reason? Well, beaches, they can change quickly, and I've been in situations in high range. You know, a lot of experts have told me how high range is to go in sand, it's better, and I'm not going to go on about it too much, but all my experience says low range is heaps better and more successful in soft sand, to the point that I can even get going again when I stop in it, where if I try in the same sand to get going in high range, it's a no-go. Okay, it digs in, so that's telling you, and I've tested it many times. So same place, same pressures, same spot. Well, let's try and get going in high range. Nut, digging, low range, out we go. Low range, second start, love it. The 120 loves it. One of the reasons it's probably one of the best 4x4s ever built. It's so diverse, suiting all the different applications, best overall being the most reliable. Anyway, so yeah, needing the grunt. So when it gets soft and you weren't planning, you can't kind of like just change from high to low range on the run, can you? And I've been along this beach before where it surprised me, coming the opposite direction about 5 years ago. And you know, we thought, oh yeah, this is a pretty firm beach. We're on about 20. We thought, oh yeah, that'll do. You know, we're in high range, blah blah blah, and you know the deal. So it got a bit how you going. It was really working the traction control. Transition temps were right up there, and there was no end to it. So what I decided to do was do my best. I stopped in it, and I of course let the tyres down a bit more, went to low range and watched everything cool down, and just did it so much easier. So if you want to look after the vehicle, just do it the right way the first time. Low range, 16 psi or less if it's the sand's really. Look, the softest beaches I've come across, everybody's got their stories, right? My story is by far definitely some South Australia beaches, right? You know, we're talking, you know, north of Robe, that sort of thing, in between. You know, there's a lot of places. There's a lot. It's too complicated. It's not this video. But, you know, all this talk about Tassie beaches. I've been on some Tassie beaches that have been, you know, there's some soft sand, but I haven't found, the softest sand I've found in Australia is South Australia. There even is some WA beaches on the west coast up there, even around Perth at times where there's not much beach left and you're up the top, and I've found it quite soft, but I haven't got that much experience with it. So I'd say if I've noticed that, then it probably gets softer at times. Anyway, this beach is just beautiful, isn't it? Enough waffling. It's not about the waffle. See what you get the scenery and you get the information. So we just came off the beach at whatever it was called there at the end of the beach into Cape LeGrand Road. So you go through the car park, follow the sign to where you want to go next. Lucky Bay is the popular one, probably one of the best beaches where you get the kangaroos on the beach. A lot of families love that. Never seen that anywhere else before, have you? Anyway, a couple other good bays to have a look at. We'll just see which ones we look at today. We're not going to be doing a lot. It's already getting close to lunchtime. We're not in a hurry. Go for a swim a couple of places. Maybe Hellfire Bay we'll have a look at. There's a couple other bays. That's what I like to look at. But let's see where we get to next. So today we currently turned in Hellfire Bay turn-off. A few k's up the road. I think it's on 3 or 4 k's from the turn-off. When you're heading to Lucky Bay, another 3 or 4 k's. There's a sign on the right, Hellfire Bay. Let's have a look at that one, let you know if it's worth having a look at, or whether you see the video and go, yeah, I've seen enough. Well, we're just getting back out of Hellfire Bay because there was no car park, so we'll just move on to the next one. So good luck with the car park there. Obviously not enough for the average day. Alright people, this is Lucky Bay, straight down through the car park, down the hill, and you'll come down onto the beach. And there's a few people down this end of things today. I think it should be more protected around the other side, so we'll have a look at it. We'll go and head around the other side. Hopefully we can, I can't remember if there's a limit to how far you can go down there, you know. This one's like a highway, like concrete. You could probably even do it without letting your tyres down. best beaches in the world. Vic, mate, what do you reckon? Let's do the view from up the top of the beach in case down there wasn't enough. Okay, so we've had our fun and enjoyed the scenery at Lucky Bay, gone for a nice swim, bit of activity, and now we're heading back out of there. We're going to go back along the beachway back to Esperance. Hey everybody, well there you go, there you have it. We're all finished up on the beach. Just thought I'd give you a quick run through Esperance as we finish up. If you like the beaches and the information, hit the like button and subscribe to the bell so you don't miss the next one. So just coming into the main Esplanade area of Esperance, first roundabout. So back there a bit there's a industrial area, a few roundabouts and all the services and things you might need. There's a Woolworths up here, just stay to the right up there, go up that road, we can go this way. Right, so this is what you call, I don't know if it is called the Esplanade, but it's like, the Esplanade, where there's always an Esplanade where the water is, that you'd go along the Esplanade and everyone's walking, running, there's exercise equipment, there's toilets, there's accommodation across the road, motels and all that sort of thing. All the way down here, there's a pub, Pier Hotel, pretty good food. Small town, but pretty much, everything you need would be here. I think there's a Bunnings here, there's probably a little hardware store somewhere. So I'll give you a quick run through and we'll wrap this one up. So we spent the rest of our time at Lucky Bay, and then we just cruised out there, drove back down along the beach over Wiley Rock, pumped up the tyres and headed out past Brandy Creek Boat Harbour back to Esperance. You're not far away really. It's half an hour up the road. It's a 20-30 litres of fuel job, so I don't think you need to be out there costing you a packet if you're worried about going for a drive. It's not too far. Just make sure you get your tyre pressures right and compressor and that, and fix that up, and shovels and stuff just in case. Worst case scenario, every now and then, like I said, for your soft bits. There's a museum just here on the right. There's like a building, four sort of building thing. You'll see that, a lot of old stuff. It says Museum Park, so you can't miss it. Pier Hotel here on the right, bunch of four-wheel drives everywhere all the time. Bottle shop next to those, park for the kids on the left. Usually the breeze is blowing in here and there's ships and like a port and all that, so it doesn't really look the best. But let's hang a righty and go see what's up here and take up the back street way. For those that are interested, so if you continue that way, that's the Great Ocean Drive, takes you up over the bridge around, then you have a look at the beach around the other side. Blah blah blah, that's cool, you can do that. I don't know what we're going to do for the rest of the day. At the moment I'm just taking you through the main, not the full main street, but you can have a look around. I don't know what you can see in the camera, but straight up there's that Shell Servo and Woolworths. To the right over there's a bakery and everything. I only know the important points of interest. Once there's the bakery over on the right, but there's a lot of cars there, and I reckon they're probably sold out of the Best Buy, so I'm going to go left back towards our accommodation. Liquor barons on the right, a few more shops, Sports Power, Fitness, there's an IGA as well here. There's a Retrovision up here, there's a Macca's for those that need that. So a typical small sort of Seems like a bit of a holiday kind of town. I like it, I reckon it's cool. Cinemas and probably other stuff I haven't mentioned, right? So anyway, that's a quick overview of the little town of Esperance. Macca's just there on the right. So it's a bada bing, bada boom moment, and I'll catch you in the next video. I think this was day 9, so it should be called that. If you missed the other videos, just go back, have a look at day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there'll be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, most likely. Catch you in the next video. See ya.